Let's see. Let me try a different mic. Is it on?
So after that start to the morning, are you all ready for day 2 of Equestria LA?
I think that was a pretty good way to start. Yeah!
We will be starting off day 2 with the Fanfiction Panel. How many of you like reading fanfiction? I assume you do since you're all here. Celestia, do you like reading fanfiction?
I suppose.
Well, with that said, let us welcome our panelists to the stage for the Fanfiction Panel at Equestria LA 2012.
I get 2 microphones because I'm special.
Hello.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Hello.
I need more noise than that, guys. Come on.
I don't know. I don't think that was enough.
Good enough.
No, not enough.
I
Alright.
need a roid rage. There we go.
Yeah.
See, that's how you do
Snowflake.
it. Pony style.
All right. I guess we should start by going down the line.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess, do you want to explain a little bit about how we're going to be doing this?
Yeah.
No, you
You
You're
are like
gonna
the
find it.
instigator,
All
right?
right. And the sudden shift. Okay, so
Bad sudden,
since
bad.
fan fiction is about the fandom and it's about the readers and the writers, we just want to kind of give this panel to you, so to speak. So we'll take each a minute or so to kind of explain our background in the fandom, how we got started writing and all that, and then I think we're just going to go straight to audience questions and kind of let you guys take this wherever you want. So yes,
We can have
I'm
Pen Show
starting.
dance for you.
That impromptu dance party proves what Equestria
Yeah.
LA means when they say family friendly.
Totally.
Totally.
All right, well, I guess I'll start. And all right. Well, my name is Josh Myhouse. Contrary to popular belief, no, I don't like that joke, and you know the one you're all thinking about. I got into the fandom about the middle of last November. I started writing fan fiction about a month later, and it's been an awesome experience ever since. I guess I have a preference for sad fics, but I also love writing comedy when I can manage it, because comedy is not my thing. The last time I tried to be funny, Mark Twain came back from the dead just to punch me in the face. Yeah, I think that's about it as far as I go.
All right, hi guys. I'm Saber, or you can call me Mason. I go by either name. I started writing fan fiction. Let's see, a particular story which I will not name at this moment, but you can ask me about it later. Really got me into writing, got me thinking, well, these characters can experience such more emotions than just what we see on the show. And I really wanted to delve into characters and what they were possible, and bringing other characters from my past and my mind and giving them experience each other. So, I started about, I want to say last summer, and I've been writing ever since. I think I'm the least popular on this.
I bet I doubt it.
He's asking for pity
Being
views.
modest.
Oh,
I'm the worst.
he's so sweet.
But I've got a talent for. I like writing all kinds of fics. As long as it pushes the character to experience new emotions and you can really bring out who they are, I love doing. That's what I love writing about.
All right, I guess I'll go. I'm Joseph, also known as Closer to the Sun online. I got into the fandom about, I want to say near the end of the first season. I basically watched all the episodes in one night and had a test next day, so that kind of backfired. I've been writing fan fiction for just over a year now, and I really got started because of a dare from someone, and I guess I kind of showed them up. I have a preference for ship fics. Apparently I have a talent for it because people keep telling me to do more. And yeah, there's that. But I also, one personal one I like to write is for a crossover with Dr. Hoofs. Especially with Derpy, because she's so fun and energetic. Hate to say it, she's like Rose Tyler, even though I hate her. But Rose is a horrible companion. Go on, Pen.
Proper name is Jesse Bush, but many of you probably know me as Penstroke from a number of different things. Let's see, what are some of my stories? But
Right one that's called like Past Sins or something like
yeah, that one.
That thing.
Yeah, that
That's
one.
maybe.
That one
That
that
little
just
indie
kind of
comic.
buries everything else I write. But
You'll never escape
But,
the
um,
shadow.
The poster child for Mary Sue Alicorn self-inserts.
Round of applause, please. Yeah, I just did that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Meh.
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 To answer the daisy chain of questions, I got into the fandom not this last spring, but the year before, so back in 2011. I blame my programming team for my Final Games project because some of them got into it, and then I got into it, and then I can blame Batty Glue, my writing collaborator, for pulling me all the way down into the wonderful, wonderful depths. It's like sinking into a hot tub. You go, oh, it's cold. Oh, it's cold. Oh, it's warm.
Very nice.
I don't really know if I'm particularly write something well compared to the other stuff I write. I generally am all over the map based on what my inspiration is. And what were the other questions we were supposed to answer?
Well, that's genre, favorite genre to write, whatever.
I just did that one. Is there nothing else?
You guys can tell how well prepared we were for this.
Yeah, you kind of showed us up. Thanks.
Well,
Thanks a lot. No,
blame her. You made them applaud.
I did no such thing.
Yes, you did.
Nope.
Well,
They did it on their own.
Well, so your turn.
Fine. See, they love you. They love you. See? It's not me. All right, then, folks. I am Christy Davis, a.k.a. Mare in the Moon. My preference is Grimdark, a very non-used section of the My Little Pony fandom that's not utilized correctly, which saddens me. Cupcakes. But
it's so sweet and delicious.
It's horribly done.
it is horribly done. I do love the outfit, though. It is great. I love it. Oh, yeah. Work the outfit. Work the outfit.
Applause for that. That's pretty
Yes. I'm still wondering how Luna's cutie works on there. Wouldn't she, like, I don't know, backfire that one really easy? It's like, anyway,
You find a lookalike. You one that's close.
close
enough.
enough. Oh,
Yeah.
Trixie, we modified it.
Yes.
We modified Trixie. All right. I got into the fan base around, I'd say, March this year. Yeah, I'm fairly new compared to the rest of y'all. Yeah, I said y'all. I wound up getting into the fan base because I was a pony hater, like a severe one. I called you guys all pastel freaks. It was kind of fun for me. And then I had a friend, no, this is where it gets funny. I had a friend who dressed like Rainbow Dash, and he was a guy in drag. It was hilarious. And he's like, you may make fun of us once you watch the first episode. Learn the names. And he pretty much goaded me into it. I realized I got tricked. It was like, I've just been done tricked. And a marathon and a half later, I was current. And it's like, well, hell. There's no way around this. Ponies. And then I became a writer shortly afterwards and released horror fics. I actually, you see, they have EQD, I have creepypasta. That's my EQD, because I'm not allowed on EQD because gore's not welcome there. We're not friends. Mm-mm. But I still love y'all. All right, then.
All right.
I think, like I said, I think we're just going to go straight to audience questions. I don't see a microphone over there like there have been for. Are we using that one? Are we going to?
Oh.
It's right there, just there's no line,
Right.
so we have to BS for a minute.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's
Ha-cha-cha, happy
easy.
Jim.
Oh, wait,
Ha-cha-cha, ha-cha-cha. All right.
See.
Dude, you're making the stage shake. Stop it.
I'm aware.
All right,
What
then.
I'm
Can,
doing.
can we,
So improvise.
can
Anybody know
retry-
any good
can we-
jokes?
Can we retry that
Well,
bird
I
I
can actually put us onto a subject that
Is it
a
you?
question that
Is it you
we-
related?
What?
Is it you related?
No.
Okay.
It's general. I am being general, and it's just generally these are some of the questions
What
that.
star general are you?
All right. Well,
Allow me to finish.
Yes.
Just some questions that you always see. You get people emailing you about commenting, and the first grand one of inspiration would be, how do you get the story started, and how do you keep it interesting, keep it balanced? And so, your opinion of what's the most important fact on that. So, you want to start?
character development, absolutely. And not just keeping characters perfectly within canon. The whole point of fan fiction is to expand canon. So you need to develop your characters in a believable way, and that's what keeps the story balanced. The reason there are 6 main ponies and the reason they all have distinctive personalities is to keep the story balanced. So I think, for me, that's the most important part.
I think for me is throughout the story, you present obstacles for each character, whether they be canon or not, to overcome. And then when you push them to the limit, it really brings out their true character. And because they've achieved that change in character or adjustment in character, they're either a better person or they can help to finish the final goal. And they can continue on, and it keeps the story going. And readers are rooting for the character, and it creates for a very successful story.
Yeah, I go second on that. Just have something that they overcome and kind of learn, and well, basically while we read, just to see characters develop. And one thing that helps keep me getting ideas for such is actually music, because that's one of my fortes, and I just incorporate that, and that's how I get some of the titles even. Ben?
For this, I actually want to quote Silver Quill, who I was on writing panels with at Everfree Northwest, and she brought out an interesting metaphor that was about the complexity of fan fiction. So, quick question of the audience. Who here can juggle one ball in the air, just up and down with your hand? How many people can juggle two balls?
Yeah,
Skill.
3 or more?
that's where I fail.
And that is the point. Fan fiction is all about kind of the one-off most of the time. It's like you start with the base storyline of the canon series, and you do something that changes the world. For an example, you have Tyrant Celestia fix. It's suddenly you change the idea of Celestia being the benign, good, all grand ruler to something different. And that can cause a cascading change of things. And anything that you can tie back to that original change can become a part of the story that the reader can easily understand, just as it's easy for everyone to juggle one ball in the air. If, however, you throw in a second element that is no way can be tied back to Tyrant Luna. For example, Fluttershy is married to Iron Will.
Next Pinstroke fic coming out soon.
It exists.
Yeah, no, this is
gonna
actually,
happen.
this is actually from something, and I forget what it is, but it's just like if there's no legitimate reason for that to be tied back to the way you're interpreting Tyrant Celestia, then that becomes the second ball. That's the second one-off thing from canon that the reader has to juggle and you yourself has to juggle, and that leads to okay, is this slight difference in the show caused by this event or this event? And is it niggling? And of course, the problem compounds if you start adding other things. So the important thing for any fan fiction is to try to keep it to that one-off, that core idea that is your driver to the story. For example, one of the stories I always like to comment on, or at least bring up because it's one I really like but doesn't get a lot of attention, is Tilt. It's one-off. It's one thing that it kind of used to explain everything else. Trixie was a pinball wizard.
Ha, I like this. I like this.
I like where this is going.
Or to use my
Pinball
own
wizard.
work as an example, Little Sugar Shop of Horror,
Ah, that's one's so cool. I like that one. That one's awesome.
Pinkie Pie finds an Audrey-like plant. Or for Past Sins, Nightmare Moon is reborn as a filly. Everything stems from one idea. It can be an idea that cascades into a huge different set of things. Like Fallout Equestria is something that kind of spreads out from a core idea of there was an apocalypse. But everything can get tied back. Everything can be explained to the one ball. There isn't a second ball that you have to juggle around in the air.
Well, the thing that really much drives me is curiosity. Like, I'll ask a question and try figuring it out. The why is my best friend. Like, for instance, in Lullaby, okay, how did Pinkie go from being Pinkamena Diana Pie to Pinkie? And why is she no longer a rock farmer, and how did she end up being a baker, considering her cutie mark is parties? Now, am I the only one that doesn't get that? So it's little questions like that that make you go, someone has to answer this, and you elaborate on it, and research. I cannot express that enough. 2 solid weeks of reading going, this might work. But definitely, you elaborate on things, and you come up with an idea, and you work from it, and you make, as he said, you stay with one core thing. You ask one question, and you give a bunch of how it can pull together, and tie it back to the one question. Pretty much that's my version of the ball juggle.
All right, then I think.
Less epic.
Yeah, we actually have a line
Yeah, we-
now.
yeah.
Our BSing
All
has
right,
worked.
who's up first?
A line has punctuated.
Huzzah! The BSing it has
come on
been
up.
successful.
Testing. Okay.
Okay.
My question is that what, like, started this? Like, what made your story so unique and like attracted attention? Because I'm writing my own, and it's about 5 chapters. I mean, it's not like 40,000, 50,000 words like some people can write. I mean, I can't go that crazy. I mean, I could do it if I want, but it'd take a while for me to do it. But I need to know like what I need to do to make this attractive to people, because I know your guys is mostly ponies, like that and stuff like that. Do you guys do any humans in Equestria kind of thing?
At the risk of being mobbed, yes. All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing exactly what all writers do. They put their heart into what they write, and they add their emotion into their own character. And I stay canon with the main 6 and all these characters. And it's still, no one still seems to have any mind to it, nothing. I try to tell people as much as I can about it. People don't seem to take interest. They don't do nothing.
All right.
And
Well,
yeah.
so basically your question is how do you make your story appealing?
Yes.
I think the easiest way, in my opinion, is there are common pitfalls. Human in Equestria is a common pitfall just by nature of the genre.
Oh, yeah.
In addition to that, there's being too canon is almost a way of putting it. Essentially, when you make your character too much like their canon personality. Some stories literally use Pinky in such a way that she's only ever crazy. She's only ever a partier, where that's only a portion of her personality. So you need to add your own kind of flair to each character as well. And you will hear me continue to ramble on about character development for the duration of this panel. So,
Yeah.
All right, go for it, Saber.
Well, I think that, as far as getting your story out there, just put it on as many places as you can. I know that there's FAM Fiction. Are you on FAM
Yeah,
Fiction?
I have posted on there. It's
FAM Fiction. There's the Pony-chan Fic board. There's Equestria Daily. I know that is
Yeah,
a little hard to get into, but
Yeah,
if you
they
if you work at it, you will get there. But I mean, as far as making an appealing story, just having a unique idea is important, of course.
Mhm.
I mean, I know,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm sure you're past that creating idea portion. Making characters that are believable, I think.
Mhm.
If you create characters that are wildly off from what we're used to, people are going to be like, okay, why am I even reading this? So.
Yeah.
I think what we may want to do is just keep moving on through the questions and then just move down the line so we can get as many of these people through here as possible. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, no, thank you very much.
Round. So hard to get a room clapping. Oh, I like this. I like what I'm seeing with this daring
I like
you
where this is
cosplay.
going.
I like.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Whoa, you got a voice
He's got
there,
the
bro.
Camelot voice.
My question is, what do you guys do when you get writer's block, and how do you deal with it?
Writer's block, I know that.
Oh, yeah. It's the bane of my existence. My current problem.
I get
Well,
it all the time.
believe it or not, I actually do my homework first and then see how that helps. I know, right?
Who are you?
I'm a history major. I have to get it done. For me, definitely music. What inspires me, and I usually listen to things that set the mood for, like, let's say if I'm writing a very sad chapter, I listen to something that will set the mood. For something upbeat, obviously something upbeat. I mean, just something to match the mood, like maybe get inspiration from like daily activities. I mean, during the summer, I worked construction and tore down roofs, and I got inspiration there of all places. So just keep thinking, and if you have writer's block, just keep working at it. Worst case scenario, you pause. Anyone else want to take that?
Well, something I can comment on is all that's very true. Is like getting your mind off of it for a little bit can really help. just because it allows your subconscious, it allows the back burner to kind of make it stew a little bit, and then something will pop out. Like, I was working on something, took an hour off, then went to the grocery store to get milk. I'm halfway to the grocery store, and it's like, oh, and the idea, yes,
The
exactly.
light bulb, I've done
But
that.
at the same time, my personal way of doing it, but this isn't something to do, I don't like to do a lot, but it's how I sometimes get through writer's block, is I look at it like I'm a truck stuck in the mud. Sometimes you just gotta back up, maybe delete a few paragraphs, or look at the scene and see what you're trying to do, and then drive forward again and try to basically ram your way through it. Because generally, the scene has a purpose. The chapter or the scene has a purpose. You're supposed to see some event occur, or you're going to see some character development. You're going to reveal some fact. There's something you want out of it. If you can figure out what you want out of it, if you can kind of distill it down to that one idea, then you can kind of back up, see the route you took to try to make it come out, and maybe try a little different way.
Or maybe the truck sinks into the mud and you drown. That's the second option.
That's happened to me.
Are we writing my own next
Thank you very
story
much,
here?
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
I'm an aspiring writer as well, and I'd like to know, when you're writing, do you try to avoid using cliches, or do you find cliches useful?
I'm wondering who wants to say yes the most in this line. I'll let Mayor take it.
All right then. Okay, to answer your question, cliches can be either your best friend or your worst enemy. Like, I like to jab at cupcakes. I love to do it. It's like, cliche, yes. Very corny of me? Yeah. Is it kind of messed up? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But will I do it? Yes, I will, because I think it's funny. And this is also an extension from a previous question. I like to write what I would like to read. It's pretty much how I work. I don't write for any specific fan base, and it kind of works out for me. I'm greedy like that, yes. But when it comes to cliches, they can be so much fun, and so, especially if it's punny. You'd be surprised how good it works in dark fictions to have a pun in the middle. It's like, the main arc villain I have, he's like pun-tastic. He's pun on top of verse, on top of lyrical gold. It's hilarious. So it makes you laugh while you read the stuff he just spews. So you can have a lot of fun with it. Just make sure to use it in moderation. Think of it like drinking. Friends don't let friends, cliche and drive.
So like a good mix of both?
Yeah, actually, yes. Just make sure to keep a good balance on it. That goes back to, I can't remember which one of us said balance, but I think we all said it in one variation or the other. But yeah, it goes back to balancing. It's a balancing act. You got to make sure you don't have too much cliche in there and too much pun, not too much mutilation in order to make everything work out. Oh, that's just me.
That's just her.
Well, something I like to say is getting a second opinion on your reading is good too. Because if you write something, you think, oh, this is hilarious, and then you send it to your
It
friend or
sucks.
free reader, and the guy's like, I'm not reading this.
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you specifically, but get a second opinion on your writing. And friends you know, people who are, I've done proofreading for a long time, since I started writing, and it's good to have a second opinion on your writing. And if you have a good pre-reader, a friend, they'll honestly say, hey, this kind of works here, I would change it, or say, this was pretty good, you should keep that in there. So.
Yeah, fresh pair of eyes definitely helps.
I personally keep a list of about 12 emails of people that I can rely on for pre-reading, and usually about 5 or 6 of them see every one of my stories before it goes live.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, sorry about that. I was just wondering if there is any way to make a human and Equestria story without making it terrible.
And I'm staying out of this one.
Can I take
That is
this?
a tale as old as time,
Can I
my
take
friend.
this?
To write it.
Yes, go ahead, Josh.
A horror.
There are ways. First of all, no alicorns. No. That one's for you, Jesse. No alicorns, no self-inserts. And I think this is basically synonymous with the first one, but no Mary Sue's.
Yeah,
Your
Jesse.
character.
I sense all this hate coming down from that side of the
It's
table.
not hate, it's animosity.
We love
Totally
him.
different.
It is a
It's
distinct
constructive
flavor
criti-
of similarity.
Penny is the resident punching bag.
After
Tomato, tomato. No,
But,
it's
okay,
different.
so to getting back to the question, you'll notice that each of the characters in the canon has a very distinct flaw in their personality. Similarly, to avoid having a Mary Sue character, you need to give them a flaw, something really defining about their personality that limits them or makes them imperfect. Second of all, do not do the portal to Equestria thing. Don't do the
Suicide to Equestria.
I'm a brony and I'm so depressed and I really, really want to go to Equestria and then boom, Equestria portal, because I don't like that.
Everyone in the main six is in love with you.
That's about all I have to say about that.
Truth be told, it's like if you want to do something that's human in Equestria in particular, like you want to do something in that thing, it's like you want to do a crossover.
Yeah, that actually
Because
works.
the truth is, a lot of crossovers are human or humanoid in Equestria. It's just that they have that other thing, that other backstory that allows you to not only pull means of how did they get there, because like my first story, Better Living Through Science and Ponies, it had a portal through to
This is a
Equestria,
plugin?
but it wasn't something someone constructed. It wasn't something that was made. It was because Wheatley tried to fix a portal gun with duct tape, and that doesn't work.
But it works on everything else. Remember that.
And that's how I got Shell from the Portal series to Equestria for that kind of human in Equestria fic. It was a podified human in Equestria fic, but at the same time, if that is something you really want to look at and you really want to try to do, don't just do it generic. Oh, it's reality. There's so many there's so many interesting realities that exist already in other fandoms and other fictions.
I think
that kind of come with their own problems. Like, for example, Portal comes with GLaDOS. Alan Wake comes with the darkness. Lord of the Rings comes with Sauron.
Doctor Who comes with a lot of aliens.
Exactly.
You'll think of it.
Little Shop of Horror comes with Audrey, the plant.
Audrey too.
Audrey too, yes.
He wrote it though.
We're
but
being
remember.
specific.
Star Trek comes with
Q.
Q. There you go.
Or Discord, depending on who you
The
want.
Star Wars prequels come with Jar Jar Binks, God forbid.
You do not use that word in front of me.
Lisa in Equestria. Lisa having so much fun.
Where's Nightmare Moon when you need her?
Thank you.
To the moon?
No, Nightmare sends people to the sun.
Maybe yes, that's why.
Maybe we should
They will never come back, ever.
Okay. Is this thing on?
No.
Yes.
No, that's
It's
why
not.
we can hear you.
It's a myth.
They lie. It's on.
It's all, the cake is a lie.
Use the cancel out voice.
Okay. So I was thinking, I was going to write my own story, and it is going to be podified human in Equestria, but with a twist. Basically,
What, a
can
twist?
dreams be used to shift the story in another direction? Like, I could go with one arc and then finish it, then go to another arc and finish it. And I'm not talking about like just a dream sequence. I'm talking about half the story is going to be placed in the dream world, or more.
You can pull that off.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I wish you luck.
The
it's
best
pain.
dream sequence story I can remember. I don't remember its name or its author right now, but it's Equestria is the dream world. But
was a
then
dream.
it's about the main six and their real world characters. They're normal horses, normal like.
Oh, somewhere only we know.
That one. That one, yeah. So that's an example of a dream sequence being done very well. The human one, the human Equestria done that way. There's a movie that touches on this. It's like a romantic comedy chick flick, something or
What?
another. But it's a father.
you know.
It's a father is in a car accident and he thinks his son has died. But then in his dreams or in reality, it's his wife that died. So he's got this.
This is a really happy story.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
It's a story.
Basically,
How is this a romantic comedy
Sounds like
in
it
any
belongs on
way?
Sci-Fi.
I want to know.
I don't know if it's an
Is
actual
it me
comedy,
writing
but
this?
it's
This is a great comedy.
it's the whole division of the story becomes what is the dream world and what is the waking world. So that itself could be an interesting way to pull off a human in Equestria.
We need to go
is
deeper.
that it could be a pony in the earth story in the end. It all depends on how it's interpreted, and in leaving that question up in the air at the end would actually lead to a good cliffhanger ending.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I like your vest. But you're missing
Speaking
your...
of cupcakes, ladies
I
and
like where this is
gentlemen, the
going.
creepiest costume at this convention.
Boo. I gotta up my game then.
All right, what is your question, sir?
You're missing your wings, dude. No wings? No wings?
It's a work in progress. Every convention, it grows and grows and
Oh,
grows.
God.
So it
Yeah,
treats
that's the
people
cosplayer
That's not
way, my
creepy in the
friend.
least.
If you need me, I will be crying in the bathroom.
With a box of cookies.
I should give you guys a hug all after. So, my question is, it's kind of a two-parter. How far are you willing to tweak a character in the main six, and who have you tweaked the most?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I will answer this one.
I think we should let Joe chime in here. He hasn't gotten
Oh,
there.
actually, no.
No, Mayor, go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead. You're the Grimdark.
And now we fight about who's going to be able to talk, and that's
I got a
fighting
big
to
one.
get the other people to talk.
All right, then. So, how much I'm willing to tweak a character? I'm willing to tweak them to a lot of things. So, pretty much, I'm willing to let them kill each other. I'm willing to do it. It depends if it will drive the storyline. I pretty much have Rainbow Dash going completely and utterly insane. She's losing her mind. It's kind of fun. Because she's such a loyal character, and she has one of the strongest elements. She does not go against it at all. So it is perfect to do, because she's the strongest. And laws of Grimdark apply, strongest one makes the most fun to make it fall. It's disturbing of me, yes, but it works.
Very disturbing.
And, yeah, let's see, what was the second part? I'm sorry.
And,
Who have you
well, you
tweaked
kind
the
of
most?
already answered it, but who, for each of you, you already answered Rainbow Dash, but who are you willing to tweak the most out of the main six?
Rainbow Dash and Pinky.
Pinky.
They're my favorite, too. Because Pinky's very easy. Pinky's easier to do, but to do it well, no, that's not easy.
Look who you're talking to.
I know, Rod.
All of you.
For me, since I do shitfics, I don't go that far, but
He's lying.
There's the line, and I live on the other side of it.
there's a line. I do not cross that. I don't go near it.
Come to
She
the
has a
other
vacation home on the other side.
A vacation home and frequent flyer house. Anyone want to join?
For one of my stories, Combat Baby, I basically turned Scootaloo into like this one bitter, pissed off little Pegasus because she's still can't fly. She's basically grown up to about the same age as where the main cast is. She still can't fly, no cutie mark, while the others do.
What?
And
That's
yeah,
twisted.
this is a shitfic, mind you. And basically, I turned into a tsundere to fall in love with Spike, and she doesn't want that at all. And even when Spike starts coming on to her, she starts even saying, "If you finish that sentence, I'll rip your tail off." Yeah, I really had fun writing
Yeah,
her.
and you're so not a dark writer at all. Totally not a dark writer.
There's
here.
no violence. There's only threatening.
It's
for
threatmantic.
kids.
I think
genre.
my favorite character is it's all of them because they all have the potential to be pulled to that extent. And there's actually a story that I'm working on currently that
Shameless plug.
We all do it.
it's to the point where something it's an apocalyptic event, and Rainbow Dash thinks she can fly and get out of it. So when Applejack comes to see her, she finds out that Rainbow Dash is packing up to get out of here, but there's no way she could escape it. So they get into this huge fight, and she realizes that, the most loyal pony in Equestria is going to leave all her friends to try and escape something. So
Backwards helmet time. All right. Totally not dark at all.
All right, I think. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. See some more questions. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Next.
just so you guys know, we're going to be if you have any burning questions and you either we don't get through the line, or you didn't get it answered by the person you wanted to hear from, then we're going to be hanging around the stage for about 10 minutes afterwards. So just
We'll
come
be
up and ask
outside,
us. if you'd
whatever.
like.
So
Yeah, we should probably go outside.
Oh yeah,
into the-
outside. Oh yeah, that's it.
Pen's
Because
gonna
the
be
next
very
panel is going to be
popular.
starting. But yes, sir. What is your question?
All right, first of all, this is directed to Joseph Gigi.
Oh, shush you.
And second of all, the fandom has many conceptions of background ponies, and some of them are pretty built in, like the Octavia vinyl ship kind of stuff. How do you fight against the fandom and put in what you want?
I do what I want.
Simple.
It's
Screw
exactly
the rules.
the way,
I got money.
It's exactly exactly the way you described it is. Headcanon is not that difficult to change. There's a reason that so many different stories have so many different conceptions, and lots of people believe lots of different things. It's very difficult to write a headcanon that everyone in the fandom buys. I think Petriculture is probably the only story that's done that. But as far as trying to insert your own headcanon into it, it's really cool sometimes to almost create your own Equestria, so to speak. You have, say, 10 stories set within that Equestria, and the same world. Well, how do I describe it? It has the same elements in it. The characters are the same, and then it's a continuity, basically. So you create your own unique Equestria from everyone else's.
And I think that's what writing is. It's your mind. What is in your mind, you write about. No one sits down at the computer and thinks, I'm going to write exactly what it would happen in an episode. No, you wouldn't do that. You write what's on your mind. If Twilight and Pinkie want to go on an adventure to the Crystal Kingdom and save, I don't know,
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt, you write it. It doesn't have to be exactly like the story. You write what's on your mind. That's why you write in the first place, because you have this idea and you want to share it with other people, and you just want it down on paper.
This actually brings up something that Lauren Faust actually said in her panel yesterday, was the fact that she originally really loved playing with the My Little Pony toys, and she had her own kind of her own little world she had developed, and all these characters had their own character and whatnot. And then when she saw the series, she was kind of disappointed because it didn't live up to what she felt was right. So defining what you yourself feel is right is completely okay. I mean, I will admit it, I still call Derpy Ditsy Doo, just because that's my personal taste.
Nope. That's fine. That's fine.
It's I hear boos. There's some disagreement with me. You just have to be ready to weather the fact that some people will disagree with you. Haters gonna hate.
Hand stroke the pariah, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I understand where you're coming from.
But yeah, it's just that it's the idea of, if you're going to make that decision, stand beside it. And if someone gives you insight and suddenly comments on it, maybe at least listen, and then to make the decision whether or not you're going to, because your own headcanon is going to change. It's a constant flux. And so if someone says something, or you see something like, oh, that's cool, suddenly, there goes a little bit of your headcanon in another direction. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, sir.
If I can touch on that real quick, I actually have created some ships in my case. I've shipped Spike with almost everyone.
Spike's
I've shipped Big Mac with almost everyone. Of course, not Applejack for obvious
He's the
reasons.
Mac Daddy.
Yes, he is.
So does he have the hat and everything to go with it?
We've seen him with the hat.
We've seen him with the hat.
What?
That's the hat he gets from Shirley.
Oh, yeah, huh? I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I'm not
yeah.
all the way here.
Spike gets all the mares.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question.
Up next. I
Oh,
think
look, it's
we have
Robo
a Rainbow
Dash.
Dash transformer.
RT3000!
It's a swag bot.
Crush, kill, destroy.
Rainbow bot.
You must remove.
Thank you, sir, for taking that off. What is your name?
Swag bot.
Wait, we
Okay.
haven't been asking that. What is your question?
Yeah.
Well, I have some pretty good ideas for certain fan fiction, but whenever I try writing them down, after I read them over, they just seem pretty mediocre and not all that good. So, what's your advice if you have like a really good idea, but you want to get it on paper?
Okay, so are you talking about like you feel like your stories are not exactly adequate?
Yeah,
you
like
write them and
say
then-
it's not written right.
Just put it down. Like
Put
like
it down,
Penstroke
get yourself
said,
an
it's
editor.
like a truck stuck in the mud. You just push through it. You put it down on paper. You get a second opinion on it. Make sure everything looks good. You publish it. Don't look back.
Exactly.
Don't look back.
And also
go
don't-
through it.
It's
You
like
go
running
through
from
the
the
motions.
cops. Don't look back.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Just keep
To
going.
comment on the fact that even if you're feeling, it's with voice actresses, it's the same with people on stage. We don't tend to like our own work when we look at it, just because it's never going to meet the standard in our head. The thing is, you have to get used to your own writing style. You have to figure out what your own writing style is. How much description do you use? How much dialogue do you use? Do you tend more towards action? Do you tend more towards exposition? All those kind of things. Once you can get a sense for your own style, then you can start to get used to it, and then start to tweak it to try to make it better. If you feel, oh, I need to do less exposition, more show and less tell, you can do all the fixing, but you need to get used to it. You need to get familiar with it first. It's kind of like owning a car, maybe, if I can do
Gotta
another
learn to
metaphor.
drive.
I'm just full of metaphors today, aren't I?
Metaphorical.
But,
This is juggling. Now we have cars.
It's
Now
like
we have trucks.
you bought this new car. Oh,
Actually,
it's
we played.
you go out to buy the new car. That's the idea. You go out and get the new car. Oh, it's wonderful. You pay. You put the investment into it. The car is yours. That's actually writing the story. And then as you look over the car, you start to notice,
there's dings.
Well, maybe
Someone keyed it in the Kmart parking
Well,
lot.
no, it's not that, But
Is
it
it
doesn't
Christine?
work
Does
the way you
does
thought
it
it
play
was. Maybe it's
random
not as
radio stations?
powerful, or maybe it's. But once you understand it, like once you understand, oh, okay, the radio button's right there, or the mirror switch is over here, or oh, that's how I pop the trunk. Once you understand it, then you get used to it, and then you can settle in, and then maybe start to pimp your ride.
Just
Someone
like
get
he's
Exhibit
been
on the
doing.
phone.
This is Exhibit.
Yo, Zog, I heard you like writing fan fiction.
Well, thank you, sir.
My fiction.
Are you a Pikachu? I can't tell.
I'm Soren.
Okay, that
Soren,
works.
and he's
What is
twitchy.
your question, sir?
If you have any like villains in your story.
Villains.
Oh, yeah.
Villains.
I actually
yeah.
haven't touched on that yet.
I have villains.
Well,
Okay.
oh, go ahead,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I have villains. Lots of villains. The hard part about making a villain is good development. It's just as hard. It's actually harder to make a really good, believable villain that the audience will love and hate at the same time than make a hero. It's a lot harder. Because a villain, you have to give them depth. You can't make it, oh no, I'm here to destroy Equestria. The end. And no. That's not how it goes. You got to give them depth. You got to give them a reason. So, like, random out of the dark. Okay, there's a bad guy. Like, this is how I'm going to do King Sombra. I'm going to use this as an example because I don't know anything about him. So
You may be careful of spoilers. Some people may not have even heard the name
Spoilers.
King, Mr. Name that sounds spiffy.
yet. All right, Mr. Spiffy.
Mr. Spiffy, go on.
Mr. Spiffy Pants the Third. All right, Mr. Spiffy Pants Mr. Spiffy Pants wants to take over Equestria because he's part of the royal family that was ostracized, and he feels since he is older than Celestia and Luna, he has ruling rights. However, due to this problem, he was never allowed into the actual family, and he's only a unicorn because he has not earned his wings. Yeah, I'm just throwing this out here. Have fun. And you can have all sorts of random questions like, okay, is he in love with a character? Was there a forbidden romance between him and Nightmare Moon, which is why she was born in the first place? You can, yeah, she was born out of magic, so he wanted to have her for himself, but Luna did not like him, so he filled her with spite and rage and all that other good stuff that we love, and made her into Nightmare Moon, and Nightmare Moon didn't like him either.
Can I steal that?
No, you cannot. Bad. My random
You
Mr. Sparkle Pants.
You shouldn't be doing any ideas you want to keep in front of a camera that's going to be up on YouTube.
That is going to be watched.
Remember, what happens?
Better write fast. What happens at EQLA
And then
stays
Mr.
at
Sparkle Pants,
EQLA.
he goes through an epic journey to attempt to find his lost love, and Nightmare Moon still does not want him after she comes back as Luna for the second time. Double rejection. And then he ends up being with Celestia. At the whole end of the mess, Celestia ends up being the perfect person for him because she is in fact a tyrant. So,
Basically, character
Clichés.
development. Character development
It's-
again and again.
It's going to be the same story for villains, original characters. I mean,
Everyone,
everyone.
even side characters.
yep, side characters need it too. Every character
They
needs
need love.
Just give them depth.
All right,
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
If I see Mr. Sparkle Pants, that'll be hilarious.
This is the most normal dressed person we've seen for a question all day.
What?
Well, I made it myself.
I like it. I like what you did there.
Anyways, I've written a few stories, and the problem I always have while I'm writing them is I have all these big plot points, these big scenes I don't want to get to, but the hard part is getting from one scene to the next because I have to have some kind of filler. So I was wondering what you guys do to try and get that, that road between the major plot points for your stories.
Honestly, I would try to avoid having preset major plot points. When you start out with point A and point C and try to connect them, it's not going to be as
Organic.
It's not going to be as fluid, and it's not going to make as much sense.
But that is, in truth, comes down to your writing style. I mean, some writers, they swear up and down on you have to plan everything out, you have to have an outline. I know, for example, Kit Kat for Followed Equestria had a very detailed plot lines, and though she added stuff based on users' comments, she still had her original plot points she was still trying to do. Myself, I generally only have a general direction of which I want to go in, and I just go with the way it flows. But if you're finding yourself that you're kind of stuck in, kind of muddled down in the middle part, maybe try to figure out a big plot point to put there in this middle of this lull. Because, and here I go with another metaphor, suspension bridge!
Okay, so wait. We have a truck, we have we have jugglers, we have trucks, we have cars, and now we have a bridge.
But
now,
basically,
we're gonna have a
Now we're just missing a boat for ships.
Exactly. Well, no, that's your department. That's your department.
Yes, it
Mr.
is.
Shu.
Thank you.
But,
All
right. It's the
Life is
idea
like a
of
boat.
you're right now, from the way you're sounding, you're using your big plot points as kind of as the support structure. It's the thing that's holding up the story, and you're hitting this middle part that's lagging down a little too far. Well, if you hit that problem with a bridge, then you're going to put another strut in there. So if you can figure out another big plot point, something interesting you want to happen, or maybe even take one of your other plot points and move it a little closer, then this middle part will stop sagging as much, and you may not have as much trouble with it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. All right, we're running short on time, so I think we have time for about 2 more questions. And actually,
We have 4 minutes, so it depends on the question.
Depends on how fast we can answer it. If there's any more metaphors.
I love your outfit, sir.
I
This
make
is
no
excellent.
promises.
Thank you very much. Okay, so what gave you guys the ideas and inspiration to create gruesome stories like Rainbow Factory and Cupcakes?
Okay, that's actually really easy. It's the how and the why once more. And so it's like, well, I was reading the Luna game. I watched the Luna game videos because I don't want to have that crap on my computer. Sorry, but I'm serious. Like, okay, why is people afraid of this? I can do this better. And so Night Dreams and Daymers was born, and that is on Creepypasta, and it's all over the place. Pretty much, I took it's like, how can I make people go, what is wrong with you the most? And here we are. And I have literally gotten both love and hate mail on the same day. And when you can get that, you know you got a good horror story.
She's proof. You can live the dream.
Live the dream, people. Death threats and loving letters at the same time from people who know each other, which is the funny thing. I've torn bronies apart. It's not good, but it's like, how dare you like her stuff? I'm just the middleman here. Don't get mad at me. But yeah, for Grimdark, for that type of thing, you pretty much would ask yourself a question. For Rainbow Factory, for example, where do rainbows come from? How can I make this messed up? There must be something completely wrong with Rainbow Dash because it's Rainbow Dash and she's easy to pick on. She's a lot of fun, and Scootaloo can't fly. So there's a lot of little elements you can ask yourself. You kind of line them up like a puzzle piece. You have a bunch of gaps, and that's where the fun comes in. It's like, now it's time to ask how. How is my favorite question. It's not why, it's how are you going to do it?
So even for Grimdarks or for any story, you want to avoid things that aren't going to actually play to the story. So you don't want to just be throwing in the gore just because you need the blood, and it needs to serve the purpose in the end.
Yeah, everything you write should have a purpose to it. There should be a reason why it's
Yeah.
there.
Even
Not
when I kill
Not just
ponies.
because you have some desire to write it. If you want, make another fiction. Don't just throw it in randomly.
All right, thank you.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
I think we have
Thank you. Time for one
we have
more?
time for one more, but I don't think I see anyone in line. Did they all leave?
Oh, wait,
That's
no,
all?
wait.
Nope, there's a guy.
Wait. Okay.
Come up there.
You're cutting us off. Oh, it's the same
You're cutting
thing.
us
They're
off.
bringing
Come on,
they're bringing the
it's not
hook
happy
out.
hour.
So
We have 2 minutes. Though.
All right, I will have a question for Pinstruck. Where do you get all these metaphors from? It's like planes, trains, and automobiles and the Yellow Submarine. Come on.
All right.
What other metaphors you got in there? Let's throw some more out.
I think that's a question you should ask him outside.
yeah.
Yeah, that's just how.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's a short, simple answer. That's how my brain works. I'm a programmer. I have to think of how to make things on a game screen like a library of stuff or something work logically. So it's easy for me to go the other way of here's logic, here's something it could be represented as.
All right.
See, he's on.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to Equestria LA
Thank
2012 and have an awesome time.
Thank you very much. We'll be outside if you have any questions.